Are you surprised with how it finished in the end? Leicester, Leeds, Southampton all going down?
No, I'm not really, Laura, because I don't know about yourself. I thought, towards the end of the week, I was thinking Everton would find a way to win the game, or win a game to keep them in the league. And that was certainly the way it turned out. And you know something, I've got to be honest, Laura, looking at it, Leicester 34 points, Leeds 31. You actually don't deserve to stay up if that's what you're getting. That's it. And it might be a little bit cold, but that's the facts in front of us. Everton have not had a good season at all. Again, last day, saviour if you like, and Doucouré, their goal keeps them up. But do you know something? I think it wasn't at the weekend that, for example, that Leicester and Leeds, obviously Leicester having a good result, but it wasn't enough. It's their performances throughout the season. You get what you, generally speaking, you are where you are, and you get what you get, and you get what you deserve in terms of your league position at the end of it. And like I said, Laura, Leicester City, 34 points, Leeds United, 31 points. You don't deserve to stay in the division with that.
Should we speak to a Leeds fan?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see how they're feeling this morning. David's given us a call. Hello, David.
Morning, David.
Morning, Laura. Morning, Ali. Thanks ever so much for taking the call. Great show, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, David.
Loads of reasons why you're good to me. You've got me through some hard times with this show, but Leeds have made it even harder this week.
Oh.
It's been a horrible season. We've mismanaged the club from probably the World Cup onwards. The board of directors have been absent in the way they've managed the place. And you're right, Ali. After 38 games, there's no hiding place.
Yep.
You get what you get, and that sums our club up this year. 31 points isn't good enough. Got some great players there, but poorly managed this year. Really upsetting. And I've never, ever been one of those fans that sort of turn around and say it's the board's fault. You do it on the pitch, but you've seen it. When we tried to change the manager, we approached something like 8 or 9 people. We brought Sam in with 4 to go. I've never been a great fan of Sam Allardyce, but I'll give him some credit for being open and honest and had the best communication with the fans I've seen over the last few years. It's a pity we didn't bring him in a bit earlier.
David, I was going to ask you, mate, as disappointing as it is, and it is disappointing. I've been at Leeds a couple of times this season, and as always, I thoroughly enjoy going there. I think it's a great stadium. I think the fans are brilliant. You ended up, I think Bamford missed a chance. The game as it was against Leicester. You probably could have won the game. Having said that, mate, I think this time with the relegation with Leeds, you clearly have to get organised and plan for the future and attempt to bounce back, because you can't be out the division for the same amount of time as you were out the division last time you got relegated.
You can't do it. It's a monster of a club. You know that. You played against them in some of the glory times.
Yep.
It's massive, and the people love it, and that city thrives. It's thriving economically, and it thrives when the sport's going well as well. It's got to come back. But we can't have season after season like this. It's a bit like the report from the Everton reporter earlier. There's no joy in doing this every year in the last minute of the last game. We did it last year, okay, and it was great. Then we lose Rafa and we lose Calvin. And we've gone through it again this year. We've got to rebuild. We've got a fantastic under-21 side who have just qualified through Premier League 2. They won the playoffs. Most of them play at international level at their age groups. We've got the club there. We need some guidance. We need some strength around that club in terms of communication, and we will come back and we will flourish. But
David,
this has been horrible.
Brilliant call, though. I can hear it in your voice, and I'm so sorry that it's been such a difficult season for you guys, and now it's a championship next season. But appreciate you calling up. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Great call, mate.
No problem.
Take care, yeah.
Too.
See you later. Thank you. David, the Leeds fan there. Brilliant call. I imagine there's Leeds fans listening that exactly feel the same way that David does. If you want to come on and have your say this morning, 03717 223344. Leicester as well. Leicester going down to the Championship next season. Ali, their wage bill is pretty huge. So it's 180 million, which is the highest outside the top 6. You've got big earners there, the high earners, James Maddison, Vardy, Pereira as well. They are going to have to get that wage bill down, but also probably look at losing some of their real top players. You can see a lot of them going, can't you?
Yeah, you know, that's there's inevitably going to be change in personnel, particularly when, you know, generally speaking at the end of most seasons, but more so when, you know, when you're changing division financially and things like that. You know, it comes into play that you just have to cut contracts in terms of your club moving forward. That's going to happen, but as David says there, it's not necessarily a bad thing, particularly if you have got players to replace the ones that are leaving. And it sounds as though, and I don't know, it sounds as though David's very, very optimistic about some of the youth coming through at Elland Road, which, as we all know, it's brilliant. If you're a football fan, there's nothing better than seeing your own homegrown talent come into your side.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.